Stay with it. In this video, what I want to address is if you ever do decide to live in your car, to live a non-conforming life, to be what they call a nomad, I recommend that you stay with it for at least 8 to 12 months. Because how many opportunities in life do you get to live that free? Very few. And what I found is if you're going to take all the hard steps in downsizing and throwing stuff out, in selling your house or letting your lease expire and getting backlash maybe from friends, family, etc. If you're going to go through all that pain, don't spend 4 weeks in your car and then go back to a conforming life. Stay with it. 8 to 12 months. That way you have a full experience and you can fully and fairly evaluate where you want to go in life. Because for me, in my experience, in 2 years full-time living in my car, what I can tell you is I never wanted to go back to a conforming life. There's been times that I've got the itch to settle, it was a little bit frustrating in finding places to park, and there's just something inside of us that wants to settle sometimes. But you have to remember what you're not missing. You have to remember how you felt in that apartment, how you felt in that house, how you felt with all those trappings. See, I hated it. After a certain point in having a house, I hated my house. It was a nice house, a nice condo, it was a nice community, but I wasn't using most of it. It was a sheetrock prison. It felt like it kept me from outside. It kept me where I didn't want to be, and I had to work every day to take care of that house. I don't want to take care of a house. I want to take care of myself. And when you live free, when you live in your car, you have more time to take care of yourself. You have more time to do creative ventures, to live a life that's more inspiring, more time walking by the beach, more time doing whatever you want rather than spending your weekends working on your house or working to pay for your apartment. You get your life back. So don't do 4 weeks and say, oh, I'm not going to stay with it. Stay with it for 8 to 12 months if you want. I always wanted this. I had moments where you get, frustrated, but I never felt that I wanted to go back. So certainly you should do whatever you want. But like everything in life, you don't want to take a job and then quit within the first week. I mean, unless it's really a catastrophe. You want to wait 8 to 12 months. You want to settle in. You want to show that you have a level of consistency, commitment, and that you remember you're not missing anything. You moved to Florida, you're not missing anything in New Jersey. You live in your car, you're not missing anything in your house. Remember when you had a house? Remember when you lived in New Jersey? Remember your old life and how much you hated it. Don't think going back to your old life that you hated is going to make your life better. Don't remember things better than what they were. Stay with it. My opinion is you should stay living in your car for 8 to 12 months if you were safe, if you are okay, if you're in a well place, and if you want to. But my opinion and my experience, you are going to have to battle yourself in the mind. And your mind is going to want to settle. Your mind's going to want to go back to the old life that kept you miserable. And then you go back to the old life that kept you miserable, and then you go, why'd I come back? And then your mind is leading you back and forth. Instead of you disciplining the mind, remembering things how they actually were, and focusing on developing and creating a new life, doing new things, new ventures, instead of going to a new life and trying to do old things. Don't go back to an old life that made you hate life. It made you hate life. You said, I hate life. And that's why you said, I got to make a change. So after you went through all that, stay with it. Stay with it. You'll figure it out. And the longer you do something, usually the better you get. And I think it's just very important to realize how you felt before you started this. And then while you're doing this, you're working on yourself, mind, body, and soul. You're not just living in your car for expenses. You're taking care of yourself, hygiene, walking, working. You're not just sitting there like a bird in a nest watching the world. You're taking care of yourself. If you're not taking care of yourself, don't matter if you live in a house, car, whatever, you're screwed. Take care of yourself. If you're bored, that shows me you're not taking care of yourself, because self-care is a full-time job. You're bored, you go take a shower in Planet Fitness. You go do your laundry. You go for a walk. You go do Uber, DoorDash. You go do something. Self-care is a full-time job. Stay with it. Peace and love.